All right, let's move on to our 5 games to watch of the week. Do you have
Okay.
5 games selected? Because there's a lot. There's a lot we could pick from this week. It's a
There
good
is.
week. What are your
Yeah.
five?
It's a deep week. A lot
Yeah.
of really good depth here. So we have
Yes.
Kentucky Ole Miss is
Yes.
is up there. Kentucky Ole Miss you have to put on there. And then the other SEC game, which is Alabama and Arkansas. Those
Hmm.
are, you just pencil those in.
Yep.
Oklahoma State and Baylor, because those are two top 16 teams. Have to watch that one. That's number 3. You're going to have Wake Forest, Florida State, which you have to put in there because there's still two ranked teams if the game gets played, right?
Hmm.
Going to put that one in there at number 4. And last, not least, is NC State Clemson. It's a top 10 matchup. It might be
Hmm.
boring. It probably will be boring. Must watch TV, though. Yeah, top 10 matchup. Have to watch. And I actually hate that we only have 5 this week because there's so many other
Yeah.
stinking good games.
Yeah.
A&M, Mississippi State's really good. I would
Hmm.
love to watch LSU, Auburn. I probably will. Even West Virginia, Texas is good.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of depth, a lot of really good games just kind of sprinkled in. I didn't even get to Iowa and Michigan. That'll also be a really good
Right.
game. Oklahoma, TCU. So, yeah, tons of good games to watch.
Yeah, I have almost exact agreement with the 5. I did not have Wake Forest, Florida State. Not sure
Yeah,
why. Like that fits
right.
perfectly in that list. I will probably watch it. I chose Texas A&M at Mississippi State. Like you said, there's just too many options. It's really hard
That's
to
right.
pick 5. All right, locks of the week. You kind of touched on a few of yours. How many do you have decided on so far? And are there any that you're like still trying to decide?
So I have 3. I
All
have
right.
3. I talked about Oregon, 16 and a half,
Mm-hmm.
16 and a half point favorite. That'll be the side.
Mm-hmm.
I've already teased Minnesota. The numbers, I have it at 12. No numbers too high.
Mm-hmm.
Buying on Minnesota. They're hammering people. I thought Oklahoma would bounce back big against TCU.
Mm-hmm.
6.5 point favorite. I like that number. I think they bounce back and win and cover. So those are the 3 I have now. I have a couple of more that maybe if you convince me, like maybe if you happen to be on the same side, I'm willing to pull the trigger and go there with you.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, those 3 are all I have.
Yeah, I have. Oh man, so many written down that I kind of like and kind of
Just
don't.
throw them out there. Let's just go through them.
Okay, so I'll go through all of the ones I have written down, and then I'll decide as I'm talking about them if I want them as a lock. So the first one
Okay.
is
I like that.
the first one is Washington minus 3.5 versus UCLA.
Love that. Yes.
Um, yeah, it just feels like they're a really good team, still possibly being undervalued by Vegas, one of the few teams. Um, I like your Minnesota minus 12 against Purdue. I think I'll probably just go ahead and join you. I have a theory, and this is totally against what I would probably do if I was smart. This is
Right.
probably a bad theory. I'll preface it with that.
Okay.
If if I just have a bunch of leans, strong leans, but don't feel extremely strong about any of them, instead of picking 2 or 3 of them, why don't I just pick a bunch of them and hope that 60% of them hit? Is that a terrible idea?
I think it's like a professional strategy. Like I
Okay.
think that's what a lot. No, I'm serious. I think
Okay.
that's kind of what like a lot of pros do is cast a wide net, kind of pretty much.
Hmm.
Yeah, throw a bunch of darts at the dartboard. Whatever you want to use there. Yeah, I like the strategy. I don't mind it. You're just hoping for you're playing percentages. That's what we're
Sure.
doing. You're playing percentages. You're admitting you're going to lose some of them. You're just hoping you win a few more than you lose.
Yes. I had Oregon State plus 10.5 written down against Utah. I'm
Okay.
going to take it off the board. I just feel like there's not quite, like, I just don't know quite enough about either one of these teams.
So
Um,
you're not going with that one? Is that
I'm
right?
not going with that one, taking it
Okay.
off my board. I
Okay.
still kind of like the Oregon State side there. Yeah, I'll take that one off.
Okay.
LSU minus 8 versus Auburn. Lock that one up.
Love it.
Auburn is trash.
So bad.
I say that in the nicest way possible. And I have a few of these where I'm basically just fading a team.
Yeah.
Um, and Auburn, I feel like, has reached that point where I don't know if it's fair to say they've quit, but they're just terrible. And LSU is, I don't know if LSU is awesome, but they're at least good. So, yeah. I
You,
feel
you
like
know,
this is a two touchdown game.
can we check real quick? Jaden Daniels, I thought he was a little bit nicked, the
Okay.
LSU quarterback, and I'm checking that now.
Hmm.
But like, absolutely agree there. If Daniels is healthy and if he is starting, like, yeah,
Do
sign
we
me
think
up for.
Nussmeier would be a lot worse?
Well, I mean, Daniels has been good in spots. I mean, they beat Mississippi State, and that was like Daniels playing well, running well. He was active just in like in the run game as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you. I think I mean, yeah, I don't think maybe just a huge drop off, but I really I think there's a lot of continuity. I think continuity is a big thing. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm just looking for it here. He did leave the game last week against New Mexico. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna keep checking on this one. If you have any more, let me.
I
I'll
think,
probably be on this one as well.
yeah. So for me, I'll just say, like, I don't think that I'm worried enough about it. Like, I think they could probably they could probably
Okay,
bring in the third stringer and still cover this line, just in my opinion.
I like it.
Did I hear you say you were also adding this one to yours?
Yeah, go ahead and throw it on there for me as well. Yeah, I'm
All right.
fading Auburn is what we're doing. We're fading them because we feel that the team has quit on the coach, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, am I? Do we have agreement there?
Yeah, I would. That would make sense. Brian Harson is done. Like, we all know it. The players know it. Even if you like Brian Harson as a player, you know that it's over. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
just the long and short of it. Um, and that's unfortunate, but that's how the sport works. So that's how it goes. Um, how do you feel about Georgia minus 27.5 versus Missouri?
Yeah, I like that. Georgia against Power Five teams is an absolute buzzsaw on offense. Like
Hmm.
Georgia gave, yeah, it was a bad performance last week. You mentioned kind of playing with their food. That's kind of what it felt like. Georgia doesn't kick field goals against Power Five opponents. They come out and score touchdowns on pretty much every drive that the first team offense is in.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Like Missouri lost to Auburn. So Auburn's trash, but Missouri lost to them. So yeah, don't hate it. Don't hate it at all.
The line is up to 28. I think that's still low enough. Like, this feels like if it was if this was Alabama versus Missouri, I feel like the line would be 35. And I don't know, like, I think Georgia's probably better than Alabama right now. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to take that. So, yeah, that's two in a row where I'm fading a team. I got a third in a row. I've got Pitt minus 23.5 against Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Jeff Collins was just fired. Maybe they play better in his absence. I don't know. I just think they're not very good.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
realize that it's a little scary betting on Pitt to cover a spread that's over 3 touchdowns,
Terrifying.
but Georgia Tech is so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna hold my nose and
Okay.
throw that one in there. Probably won't watch a single play of that game. I'll just check the score afterward and, while holding my nose once
Right.
again and
Right.
hoping that I was right.
All right. I like it.
Yet another
Love it.
fade play here. I got San Diego State +6 against Boise State.
Oh
I
wow.
don't know if you've been paying attention, but Boise State is kind of trash. They
Yeah, they're
are
not very good.
they
Yeah.
have not been playing well this year. They're a 6 point favorite. San Diego State is also not great, but I just don't know that I can trust Boise State as a 6 point favorite here. Yeah, Andy Avalos was the higher there, and it's been rough going so far. Um, yeah.
Brian Harson, by the way, may need a job. And
Hey.
yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not saying, but I am saying. Yeah, throwing it out
Oh
there.
man. Okay. I think that's all I have for spreads. Do
Yeah.
you have any more for spreads?
No more. And I don't have any over unders either. We talked about the NC State Clemson one. I'm just no, not for me.
Okay.
What's the Iowa number? Can we just real quick look up that Iowa number? No,
Yes.
we talked about it a little bit.
That was one I had written down. I was wrong on the Iowa under last week, technically, because the two defensive touchdowns.
Yes.
What are the odds it actually hits again? Because the number's at 42 for
42.
Michigan and Iowa.
That's really low, man.
It's really low.
Do it. Come on. Let's go.
I want
Michigan,
to so
dude,
bad.
the offense for Michigan looks good. I'm trying to talk you into this. They're running the ball. Blake Corum, dude, he runs the ball so well.
That would be over though.
Oh, you
I'm thinking the under. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's
Okay. All right.
so low, but I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, what you're saying, like, Michigan's offense is good enough.
Yeah.
They could
I'm
almost
staying away.
they could almost go over by themselves.
Yeah. No, I know. They could.
Let me look up one other one I had written down, see what it's at right now, and I just want to get your thoughts on it. And that's Mississippi State, Texas A&M. The total there is 46.5. Both teams have really good defenses. What do you think? I'm writing this down as a lock. What do you think?
You're going under?
I am.
Yeah. Don't hate it. I don't love it. Like I'm staying away from this. Mississippi State has a good offense. It's functional. Like if nothing else, Rodgers looks very comfortable in that offense.
True.
So yeah, I just staying away from it just as a whole. Like Devon Achane could pop an 80-yard run. Like that's one of the few ways A&M's really going to score much. But like he could do that just kind of by himself. And suddenly and then Mississippi State has a couple touchdowns. Suddenly that over-under looks sketchy. So just staying away from it personally. Do it though. You're spraying the board. You do this on the regular at this point. Just go for it. Why not?
And I got one more. You're kind of the one who tipped me off to this a little bit, but let me just so we know North Carolina's defense, absolute garbage.
Yes, not
Virginia
bad.
Tech's offense, not exactly great.
No.
But they don't have to be to put up what? 4 touchdowns, 28 points?
Right.
North Carolina's offense, on the other hand, is really good. They just put up 33 against a really good Notre Dame defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to score at least 42 against Virginia Tech?
Yeah, possibly. Like,
add those numbers together. 42 plus 28 equals
quite a bit more.
70.
Quite a bit. No,
the line is 51.
More. I know. North Carolina, the least amount of points they gave up. Well, they gave up 61 to App State, 45 to Notre Dame. They gave up 28 to Georgia State, sorry, and 24 to Florida A&M. Yeah, don't hate it. Like they haven't held anyone under 24 points, and it feels that feels easy. That feels easy. I'm staying away from it, but
now, come on, you want to join me.
I'm not. I stay away from the over-unders. Like I just stay away as a whole. I don't go there. Props to you. Hats off to you for being brave, though.
Okay. All right. So recapping our locks here, Ashton has Minnesota minus 12, Oklahoma minus 6.5, LSU minus 8, Oregon minus 16.5.
That's right.
Vince, Washington minus 3.5, Minnesota minus 12, LSU minus 8, Georgia minus 28, Pitt minus 23.5, San Diego State plus 6, the A&M Mississippi State under 46.5, and the Virginia Tech North Carolina over 51.
How many is that total for you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays for me and 4 for you. So I'm exactly 500 on the year, so this could be either going extremely well or extremely poorly after this week.
Yeah, 8-0 weeks possibility. That's a possibility for you. Good for you.
Everything is possible till they kick off.
Yeah, that's right.